What are some of these thoughts or some of these conversations you can also share in your own view with regards to education, right? To also help these public institutions who might not probably have access to these kind of valid informations and data, right? So that as they come out of this space, they can as well, get on board into the labor market properly, and it can also benefit them.
You can never predict what's going to come out in the next 5, 10, 20 years. But what you can do is future proof the mindsets and the thinking and the skills of the people who are going to be coming out. That is very, very key. And I'm saying this as someone who has walked this talk for quite a number of years and grew up raised by people who also walked this talk for a number of years. I like stories, so I'm going to tell stories, okay? So, I already alluded to it, I think. Yes, I think I alluded to the fact that my parents were lecturers.
Yes.
Because I mentioned that the University of Port Harcourt. So my parents were lecturers. I grew up, as we like to say in Nigerian parlance, a fickle, somebody who likes books, and I still do. I love books. And my mother was a visionary. I say was because she's gone with us now. May her soul rest in peace. And she always liked to plan and prepare for the next best thing, and always was 2 steps, 5 steps to what was coming next. And I said I like telling stories. So one story I like to share a lot about was when I was in junior secondary. Anybody who has done junior secondary education here in this part of the world knows that you take an exam and then you have like a whole month after that. Your classmates, everybody else, they're still preparing for their own end of term exams, but you are already done with your own exam. So you're free. And then after that, you have, of course, a long vacation.
Yeah.
So my mother did not believe in that 1 month you're off, and then of course that long vacation. She's like, no, you're gonna be busy, you're gonna do something.
Keeps you
So
active.
yes, you're gonna use your brain. You're not just gonna sit at home, go hang out with your friends, just eat. No. So she sat down and thought about what skill is it that will be very, very useful and relevant to you. And there were 2 skills that she sat down and she thought about. One of them was sewing. And let me tell you, she was right. Think about it. Look at it, we're all wearing clothes. Being able to put together your own clothes is a valuable skill. It's something that you don't always have to wait for somebody. And imagine you have a sewing machine and say, look, I want to knock out a simple outfit that I can wear on Friday. That skill is priceless. So she said, either go learn how to sew or go learn how to type. Now, people will be wondering, why that typing? Why did she say typing? She said typing because when she was going to school in the United States, decades before that, all of her work, her research, her project and everything, she had to type it. She typed her work, and she knew how much time it consumed, her typing out her work, because she was not a fast typist. She knew how much time it consumed. She did not want me to fall into that trap too. And then she even went beyond that. She had looked at the keyboard. Oh, here it is. She had looked at the keyboard for the typewriter. The keyboard for the typewriter, the base, is the same keyboard for the computers that we're all using now for the computers.
Yeah.
And she had already seen that the computers were going to be a mainstay. See why I said she was a visionary? She already saw that. So she knew that typing skill that that hounded me when I was in my undergrad and my grad school, that made it difficult for me to turn out my research paper, my project papers, is still going to be a valuable skill, because guess what? That typewriter is still the basis for this new technology that's coming out, which is the computer. So if you're able to type, same keyboard, if you're able to type, that means you're already ahead of the curve. So she said, you're going to go to typing school. And let me tell you, I was not pleased. I was a 13-year-old, already planning how I was going to hang out with my friends. I was going to have as we used to call it that time, I was going to have the bomb time with my friends. We're going to eat, chill. This lady is telling me that I'm going to go learn how to type. And let me tell you, then it wasn't even like now. Now at least it's even bougie, where you have all these nice type keyboards, and you have this nice screen. Then it was that really, really clunky typewriter. So I will go with the ladies who are teaching me. We'll get the typewriters. You carry it on your head. You come to the school, you drop it down, and you're chopping away at those clunky typewriters. And then at the end of the day, you now finish, you carry that typewriter back on your head, and you go back to the place. I was not happy.